Guys, I'm Therapy. You can call me Therapy. This is actually my first YouTube video. So I would take any constructive criticism in the comments or anything you guys want to share with me. Um, so yeah, I actually want to talk about the Overwatch League. I'm a huge fan of the Overwatch League. I watched almost like 80% of the games. Maybe sometimes when I shouldn't be like at work or when I'm driving. But yeah, I do it anyways. I love Overwatch League, so I wanted to make this video. I've been thinking about it for a while to make like content on the Overwatch League because a lot of people have different opinions. We have kingmykl on YouTube. We have Dividing on by Zero. But I want to offer a different perspective. I like kingmykl a lot. I think his opinion is very valid, but sometimes I don't agree with what he's saying. And today in this video, we're going to be doing the top ranking the Overwatch League teams from worst to best. And the format I'm going to do it in is we're going to do. At first, I was going to do them by five, like 20 to 15, 15 to 10, 5 to 10 to 5, and then 5 to 1. But when I was doing the video yesterday, I saw that it was taking over 20 minutes, like almost 30 minutes. So you know what? I'm going to shorten it down. I'm going to do it by threes. So 20 to 17, and then 17 to 14 up to the top 5, and then on the top 5 I'll do one video per the top 5. So let's say the NYXL, the London Spitfire, I'll do one specific video on them because I do think those are you have more talking points about those teams and why they're going to win or why they're going to lose. And yeah, so let's just hop right into it. So yeah, before by the way, stay till the end of the video. I am doing a giveaway for Christmas. A JJonak signed jersey and signed by the rest of the NYXL team. I got the chance to meet him twice, and I have a spare one, so I'm gonna give one away. And then I will be doing another jersey giveaway. To like, I want to do it to somebody who actually loves Overwatch League and probably doesn't have a jersey. I know it's Christmas time, so maybe maybe you won't get the jersey you want, or maybe your parents, they don't want to buy you a jersey or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna pick out somebody eventually. But yeah, stay tuned till the end of the video, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so let's hop right into it. In 20th place, we have the Chengdu Hunters. So the Chengdu Hunters, they're run by Royal Never Gives Up. Michael actually did a very detailed video about this. I'll link his video in the description. I think it's a very good video. If you want any more information, you can go over there. But the Chengdu Hunters, basically, their manager is Ru. He was the Shanghai Dragons coach for last season, and as we all know, the Shanghai Hunters, they went 0-40, which is not a good sign. And you can't blame the coach and all of it because sure, maybe he didn't have the best players. I remember there being like at the beginning of the season, people were claiming that the best Chinese players weren't picked for the Overwatch League, and that's very true because if you look at this crap. All right, so okay, let's start this over. So in last place, 20th place, we have the Chengdu Hunters. kingmykl actually did a very good video on this, why he thinks that they're 20th, and I agree with him 100%. I think the Chengdu Hunters will be 20th in last place. Their manager Rui is from Shanghai Dragons last season, and as we know, they went 0-40, which is not a good sign for a new team. I'm even surprised he's in the Overwatch League still because that's unacceptable from any coach, any team. And yeah, so he probably didn't have the best players, and you can't put the sole blame on him. But he was a big problem for them, and I don't see why he would get picked up again, especially for a new team. So they picked up players that he previously worked with, him and Ray, which is his assistant manager. They picked up Bacon Jack, Yao Xiaolong, which is they were pretty decent Overwatch players back in 2017, 2016, but then they took a year off to play PUBG professionally, and they haven't been practicing, they haven't been playing. It's Overwatch is an esports that changes very quickly. There's new heroes, there's new metas, and you never know what's gonna happen in the Overwatch scene. But the fact that they've been out of it for over a year, and these guys other teams have been practicing year after year after year after, I mean, month after month after month, and no breaks, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. You have to give other teams advantage just because of that. And yeah, I just think that's a very worrisome point. And then players to look out for in that team is Yabito, Late Young. They popped off at the Overwatch World Cup 2018. As you can remember, they made it to the finals, and that's a very good thing. But just in general, I think the management hasn't changed. They have basically the Shanghai problem with the manager. I just don't like the management there. That's all. And then the bright spot for them is that Royal never gave up. It's a LOL League of Legends team. Uh, their team has made it to League of Legends a couple times, the finals, the World Series, and yeah, they know what it takes to win. But unfortunately, League of Legends and Overwatch is not the same thing. It's not the same players. It's not the same type of game. So yeah, I think this is an experimenting season for them. They're going to try and see what works out, what doesn't. But the bright side is that I think in future seasons they will definitely be a better team. All right. For our 19th place team. 19th place team is another Chinese team. It's another expansion team. Let me just say that I give teams, older teams, basically season one teams, uh, the benefit of the doubt. Just because they have the experience running an org, they have maybe the same coach, the same owners, and they know what it's like to like go through that regimen. New expansion teams, they don't know what it's like. Is they're going into a fresh new experience, and that's why I have to give Overwatch League teams from season one the advantage. But yeah, Guao Zhao's charge. I'm probably not saying that right, but you know what? That's you know what. Guao Zhao's charge. I really think they're in for like a really big problem. Half the team is Korean, half the team is Chinese, and I think that's a really big issue for them because is the coach is Korean. Fuck. All right, cool. Let's start this over. The Guangzhou, okay, and in 19th place we have the Guangzhou Charge, and their manager, their coach, Guangzhou Charge. 19th place we have the Guangzhou Charge. Their coach is Jin, it's JYN. He coached Metabellum to a third to fourth place finish, and two seasons of contenders. The last two seasons, contenders Korea. I think he's a decent coach. I don't think he's a superstar coach. I think the players really helped him out a lot. Um, and I think one of the worrisome points here is Rio. Rio is he's their only main tank as of right now. And I have a fear the main tank position is very very important, and I think you need some competition in that. You look at the best teams in the league. They had two main coaches. I mean, two main tanks. In NYXL had Janice and Mano. Freaking London had Gesture and Fisher at one point. They even got Tizzy back because you need to keep that. You need to keep it competitive. You need to keep the players in top shape. In-house scrims, all of that good stuff. But here, what I fear is going to happen is going to be like a Roshan 2.0. We all remember Roshan from the Shanghai Dragons. He didn't have a really good season he didn't really have good first half. Sure, he was probably playing like on the worst team of the league, but the fact that I couldn't point and be like, oh, that was a really good play from Roshan. Not one single time in the league. It just says a lot for Roshan, but he didn't have a substitute till halfway through the season, and the fact that they had to keep playing this guy, they had to. Same thing with Miro and Seoul Dynasty. They even put Rio J Hong. They put Coco. The Dallas Fuel had Coco as main tank, and the main tank is an important position, and the fact that you couldn't find a good one, they didn't have a replacement. It was just did not work out for them, and I think the same thing is going to happen here. They have one main tank. What if this guy does not perform? What if he's not up to par, or what if he's just not cutting it? They have no backup plan. They're fully relying on this guy, and I think that's a really big mistake on their part. But yeah, we'll see how Rio plays. There's a really big issue with this squad. Actually, people are saying it's gonna be like Philly, where like Philly had 11 nationalities, and somehow they were able to make it to the finals. Different languages. You have Neptuna from Spain, Boombox from England, Poco from France, Koreans, obviously EQO from Israel. So yeah, you had a lot of mixed players, and then here we have a Korean coach. We have half Korean squad, have a Chinese squad, and then we have Kib in there for whatever reason. But yeah, I think that's a really big problem for them. How are the Korean players going to adapt to the Chinese culture? Because it is a Chinese team. Or are the Chinese players going to have to adapt to Korean culture because the coach is Korean, half the players are Korean? Are they going to have to learn the language? It's definitely going to take some time for them to like get into the groove of things. But I think it's going to take way too long for them. And then Kib, where is Kib? He had a good World Cup performance. I don't want to take anything away from him. He was very good. But, I think he picked up the contract because that was his best chance to get into Overwatch League. I don't think he was there, because that was his only choice. I think that was his only choice, you know. So it was either that or go back into Overwatch contenders in EU. And I don't think he wanted to wait for that. And understandably, I wouldn't want to wait for that either. But yeah, I think he's the new IDDQD. He's probably not going to see any game time unless like something crazy happens, or maybe like he'll go up against the Shanghai Dragons like the last map like IDDQD did. But yeah, so this is what it's a very big deal for me. I just don't see them gelling well. I think it's gonna be like a Korean versus Chinese type of thing, where like in Boston you had EU NA players against Koreans. I think the same issue is going to happen here, where Koreans and Chinese players are going to feel like a little segregated, maybe by the coaching staff. Um, but yeah, one of the good things they do have going for them is Eileen. Eileen is he was 17 when the Overwatch League started, so that's probably why he didn't get picked up. But he was one of the best projectile players in China. Everybody knew him. Him and Dia, they were like the superstars of China, and now he's finally getting picked up. I'm so glad he got picked up. He's a really good player. You should watch out for him. He's definitely going to be one of the bright spots, and if they do win any games, I can bet it's going to be off of him. And of course, we can't forget about Hotba. Hotba, we made it to the finals with the Philly Fusion. Arguably, he was he was he was good. There was nothing crazy like superstar moments, but that's okay. You know, you don't expect that from every Diva player. Not every Diva player is Poco. So yeah, Hoppa has that experience with the multinational squad. He, you know, as I said before, the Philly had couple nationalities in them, and now you have a very diverse here, Chinese, Korean, and English players. You know, hopefully his experience with Philly can help that team out, and you know they'll be able to. He'll be a leader. I really doubt he's gonna be that leader though, just because Hotba, when you listen to the comms in like the Overwatch League, when they do behind the scenes when they show the comms. Hoppa was not very like vocal. You know, usually you would see EQO, Neptuno calling out stuff, and you know, Hoppa was not one of those people. And I don't see him being a leader for them. So just because of that, I've ranked them this low at 19th. I don't see them being much higher than the 18th place this season. Have Overwatch League Season 1 team. We have the Florida Mayhem, and their coaches are Mineral and Ryder. And we can remember Mineral, he's a EU coach. He was for Team Giganti. Uh, you know, he was more of a friend to the players and like Logix, Manitin, all of them. He was more of a friend because he did used to play with them. And he didn't have control over the squad. And then we have Ryder, who, you know, he is Korean culture who got picked up mid-season. And we can remember Logic said on stream one time that Ryder did not want to coach them because supposedly they didn't know the basics, so he wasn't going to bother with anything extra to coach them. So, you know, that management style, I don't think is good. Sure, maybe they have new Korean players and maybe they can, you know, take that type of management style. But when you're a coach petty like that, I don't think you should be managing an Overwatch League team. So yeah, I don't think highly of management. I'm surprised they haven't changed them at all. All right. Players to worry about for this squad, I think Tavik, what is he still doing there? I'm pretty sure he's still there just to drive the bus. I do not see this guy getting any play time. So yeah, another worry point for them is the main tank position. Awesome guy was he was a mid-season pickup. He did not work out too well. You can say you can blame other players on, you know, you can blame other players from that team that didn't show up. Logix, he fell off the stage 3, but yeah, I think that's a real position to worry. Sure, you could say they picked up Swan, but Swan used to be a diva player, and Swan used to be a diva player, and he said himself in an interview once in 2016 or 2017, he felt more comfortable as a second tank. You know, it's probably first nature to him. So you know, Swan is good. I don't think he's a top caliber main tank. You know, you look at all the best teams in the league. They have a Fisher. They have a you know Mono, Gesture, a Fate. They have all these really good tanks. You know, and I just don't think that Swan is going to be one of them, unfortunately. And you know, would he, you know, do you think he's even as good as OGE, you know, as good as Muma? No, I really don't think he is. And, you know, that's going to be a worrisome point because, you know, a main tank can do so much for a team, as I discussed earlier from Coco, Miro, you know, they didn't have good seasons. And, you know, the team obviously reflected it. You know, then you have a case where like Fisher, he moved to the Gladiators. He was obviously an upgrade of the main tank, you know, and he basically transformed that team into like a playoff team. Yeah, so players to watch out for in this team is definitely going to be Tavik. You better watch out if he ever makes the shade. You better watch if he ever makes the stage because that's not going to happen. Um, on the real though, like the jokes aside, I think Saya player is definitely a player to watch. If it wasn't for Pine, it would have been like Saya player time, or it would have been Sire player time. It wouldn't have been Pine time. It would have been Sire player time. But yeah, he's definitely a player to watch for this league. We'll have to see how his team enables him to carry because we saw last season there was a clip where he played against the he played against the Los Angeles Valiant and he got like a 4K or 5K and the team still lost the fight. All right, so then one of the overall points for this team is they picked up Guido, they picked up Zephyr. These are all bench players caliber. They're all bench players for higher teams. They were bench players for Seoul. And the fact that Seoul picked up better players already. They have okay. The fact that they let Zephyr go shows how much better Zumba is. That they're confident that Zumba will be able to carry. Okay. The Florida Mayhem signed bench players this season. They signed Zephyr, they signed Guido. They weren't good enough for the main roster in Seoul. So, sure, they're probably better upgrade than, Manitin or, uh, Zappis, the flex support. But, how much better? I really don't think it's that much better. They were bench players for Seoul. That means they were not good enough to make the top team. And, that's just not good enough for top of the table team. They're definitely going to be on the lower bracket. I hope they prove me wrong. One of the good things is they got a total overhaul. They went all Korean except for Tuvik. So that's one of the bright spots. If you're a Florida fan, definitely it'll be better than last season. You'll probably get more wins. This season overall, I think teams it'll be very close. So the margin won't be like 0-40, and then the top team is going to go like 30-10, which is like the NYXL. I don't see that happening that season. I feel like every team will be very close in map differences and wins and losses. But yeah, those are the bottom three teams. I think 20 is going to be the Chengdu Hunters, 19 is the Guangzhou Charge, 18 is going to be the Florida Mayhem. 18 is going to be the Florida Mayhem. And yeah, that's going to be where I stop the rankings for right now. I don't want the video to go on too long. Um, maybe next week, I'll probably do a follow up video. But yeah, discuss in the comments what you guys think. If you guys have any counter arguments, sure. I'm not an expert on this. Okay, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, okay, wait. So yeah, it's time to talk about the giveaway now. So I'm gonna do a giveaway this Christmas, so probably like 10 days. I think I'm probably gonna upload this on the 15th. I'm gonna do a giveaway for the JJonak jersey. It's signed by the whole NYXL season one. There's Arc, Pine, Mono. I think I even got Flower to sign this because this was before he got demoted to the XL2. So yeah, I'm giving away that jersey, and then randomly that one's gonna be random, and I'm gonna keep the entries down below. And then for the second jersey, I'm gonna be giving away. I'm gonna be making sure this goes out to an Overwatch League fan, somebody who loves Overwatch League as much as I do. And I'm gonna be reading through the comments. I'm gonna be doing this one the 25th, and then the JJonak jersey I'm gonna give away the first. I'm gonna probably live stream the giveaway. But yeah, leave a comment below why you think you deserve the jersey. Of your choice, you get to pick the jersey. For the JJonak jersey, I'm gonna be doing a Gleamio. I think that's a Gleamio giveaway. So just click that link, subscribe. You have to be subscribed. You have to follow me on Twitter for a better chance. Follow me on Twitch. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. It's been therapy. I hope to see you guys on the next one.